And welcome in, race fans, to Friday night racing here at the LSRL at beautiful Sonoma Speedway, just north of San Francisco, California. We are here just watching a couple of drivers go around final practice before we get started for qualifying in our race tonight. We have 45 laps scheduled for tonight's event. So a little bit different with trucks going around left and right turns. We see Landon Quisenberry there in the 77 truck. Looks to have or continue his strong run as he comes back and I'm sorry, it's Adam Brady in the 77. Forgive me, Adam. It's been a little bit since I've seen your truck out here, but hope you finish out well. Cade Ferguson there in the 28 truck, getting his practice laps in. Cade's telling us that the tires are a little bit aggressive, or the track is a little bit aggressive on tires, so can't go too long. We will have a competition caution tonight to bunch the field back up at about 15 laps, so that'll kind of give us an idea of who sits where, and I think based on what we're seeing here with the overall race or the overall practice session, this is going to be it's definitely going to be a race of who can stay on the track. As we see Michael Davis there coming around, trying to make that new dog leg. Yeah, it's going to be really tough for a bunch of people. So, this is really going to be who can control that truck the best, and should be an interesting race tonight. So, a little bit about tonight. Again, it's 45 laps, 2 laps of qualifying. There will be a 4-lap sprint race or heat race that will set the field for the main event. Each driver will have one fast repair, although there are no cautions other than the competition caution here at Sonoma. There are no corner cautions, so on and so forth. These guys are going to go flat out. If they have to tow into the pits for any reason for a fast repair, that is going to be detrimental to the race. So going off track is one thing, but being able to fix your car under caution is going to be the way to go for sure. So partly cloudy, 75 degrees, 43% humidity with a 7-mile-an-hour wind. This track is approximately 2.47 miles long. Right now the track temperature is 102. So this is, again, the newer configuration of Sonoma Speedway. So going to be real interesting, again, to see how these guys do. They're still kind of learning the track and figuring out what's what. But like I said, it's going to be an interesting race. Justin Wilson here with us tonight. Been a little bit since we've seen Justin around, so glad he could join us tonight in the 162 truck. We've got Chase Berry out here on the track as well in the number 3 truck. Brandon Massey in the pits, Johnny Brapp, Landon Quisenberry all in the pits, Matt Crockett in the pits as well. I've already mentioned Adam Brady and Cade Ferguson, Chris Hahn, Robert Ernspiker Jr., and Brandon Murray. And left out Keith Burchard, as we see a big wreck there by Chase. So sitting at 13 drivers right now signed in so far. We're going to get going here. About 4 minutes left in practice before we go into the main event for tonight. So again, we're going to pull up a couple of things to mention here with the truck series. LSRL has had a lot of success lately here with a lot of different avenues of racing. A great race last night with the F1 cars. Wednesday night, another good race in the dirt cars, and Tuesday night was a really good finish at Talladega in the Xfinity Series. So glad to have the trucks on for Friday night here at Sonoma. Again, we have 3 races left. Actually, so we're going to have a little bit of a competition here with playoffs, but actually this is one of 4 races left in this series. So as of right now, Michael Davis sits atop the leaderboard with 465 points. Landon Quisenberry is second with 459 points. So pretty close, only 6 points separating those two guys. It's 53 points down to Matt Crockett, and then Robert Ernspiker in second, and Brandon Murray is in fifth. So this will be like I say, a challenging race for all of these guys just to get around this track. This truck is very heavy, obviously top heavy. Tires don't have a lot of grip. Car's got a lot of power. So getting it planted down and making sure you got your braking points and all that stuff done is going to be a big thing for tonight. Getting on the throttle easy, not trying to really crank into it is going to be one thing. Getting on the pit road here as we see Cade Ferguson testing that out, that's going to be an issue. There should be at least one green flag pit stop, as these guys are only going to be able to go approximately 20 to 22 laps on a set of tires or fuel. So with a 45 lap race, and again we're going to have the competition caution at lap 15, it's going to put them right on the cusp there with about 25 laps left, 25 to 30 laps left before they would have to, they're going to have to pit somewhere in that deal. Some guys are going to split that in half, pit every 15 laps. Some guys may not. They try to run it out. Who knows? Don't know what the strategy is going to be. Know it's going to be a good race. Before we get into the race tonight, we'll go ahead and thank a lot of our sponsors. Obviously, this league could not run without the sponsors that we do have. So we want to reach out and thank we want to thank Grid Finder, the Butt Kickers, Sim Speed Shop, Proto SimTech, Track Time Entertainment, Wilder Graphics, Sim Racer Hub, Hearn Esports, and Wolf Speed Media. Guys, if you need pictures of your cars on iRacing, Wolf Speed Media does a fantastic job. Really have to thank Aaron Hearn and Hearn Esports for hooking us up with the rig that we have now. We're able to broadcast every race live from one spot. Wilder Graphics, obviously, shameless plug for myself. Painting cars all across iRacing, from Legends all the way up to the NASCAR Next Gen Series, F1 cars, so on and so forth. Landon Quisenberry, along with, sorry, I was just getting a message from Landon at that second. Landon Quisenberry, along with Brandon Massey, helping me paint. So some of our great sponsors. We also are being able to broadcast this live on Gridfinder's YouTube account. I believe we're one of the only series out there doing that right now. So thank Gridfinder for everything they do for us, and has helped us find a lot of good drivers in this series and all the other series that we have as well. We do have some drivers that cross over from one series to another, but for the most part, each driver kind of has their own series that they're in, that they like, and they stay with that. So again, sometimes we'll have some guys that run all three, but it's kind of hard to find guys that can run Xfinity, Dirt, F1, and the trucks all together. But if you want to find a league, and it's not this one, hopefully it is, but you're trying to find any kind of thing as far as iRacing is concerned, jump on over to Gridfinder and give those guys a look and see what they've got going on. So we're going to go live here to a couple of guys. These are your practice results right now. Ride on board with Brandon Massey in the 65 Buckshot Tools machine. Brandon's been a big addition to the LSRL here this year. Taking a big step and helping us out with everything from broadcasting to adminning to setting up leagues. Really has been a key part in keeping everything running smooth here. So big shout out to him. Shout out to Buckshot too. I hope he's out there watching. We try to do a decent job here at the broadcast, but he's definitely got the pipes for it more so than anybody. But nonetheless, we do what we can. Brandon should be coming to get the green flag on this lap after he comes through the hairpin. And he's going to take that left around turn 3. He's going to hit 3A and right in here. So this is 3 and 3A. And you got turn 4. Four is a pretty tough one, tricky one downhill. Then 5 is pretty big in sweeping. 6 is also large in sweeping and downhill as well. So a little bit of cross camber in the track as they get through turn 6. And then it's a long straight in this new configuration down to turn 7. So this is the newer configuration down to turn 7. Going to be hard on the binders here. Almost a 90-degree turn and then right back in to another 90-degree turn as he goes through a chicane through turns 8 and 8A. Used to be a right sweeping loop through 8A, but now that extends down to what we're going to find is 9A. We'll just call it turn 9. So he's going to get hard on the binders again, and this is an incredibly hard right-left chicane, or maybe actually they're not running the right-left chicane. So they are just running turn 10 as he rounds turn 12. And there you have it. That is one lap around Sonoma. That's going to put Brandon second on the leaderboard with a 1:40 time, 2 seconds off of our leader right now in Justin Wilson. So here's Justin Wilson out on his second lap, turned in a 1:38.74. Pretty quick lap there. Landon Quisenberry in with a 1:41.95. Johnny Rapp right now sitting at a 1:43.08. So pretty big spread there. Looking at approximately 6-second difference between first and fifth. That's quite substantial. Brandon Massey does jump into the second spot with a 1:40.45. So we're seeing the completion here of Justin Wilson's last lap. He's going to come down here and get on the binders without locking them up into this hairpin. Good downshift, probably into first. And then he's got to get easy on that gas. On up and around. Nice and smooth. He's going to come across the line. I don't think he's going to beat, he does not beat his first time, but he does run a 1:39.68, so not bad for a second lap, and very consistent a lap as well. So try to grab a couple of other guys here that are out on the track. Robert Ernspiker is out on the track. Chase Berry coming around to take a time here. I believe he should get a lap time after this one. See what Chase can do. Michael Davis jumps up to a 1:41. Chase Berry lays down a 1:38.87. 1:38.87. That's good enough for second, folks. Pretty good run by him. Going to jump on with Brandon Murray. He is yet to complete a lap. Actually, I'm sorry, he has one lap at a 1:46, so he's going to be looking to push pretty hard here. Again, the leader, Justin Wilson, with a 1:38.74. Chase Berry with a 1:38.87. Very, very close between those two. Brandon Massey right behind them with a 1:40.45. Again, Brandon sitting at the 1:46.36, so that looks like he got a little loose there. probably won't get the time that he was wanting either. And just loses it a little bit there, and he says, we'll just take it back to the trailer and hope for better in the sprint race. So on board with Robert Ernspiker. Robert running that yellow and black 44. You know, grabbing a little bit of curve. Kind of got that Michigan Wolverines look to it. Still looking for a lap out of him as well. A couple of guys that haven't taken a lap, Matt Crockett, Chris Hahn, Adam Brady, and Keith Bouchard. So they may be thinking they're just going to stick it out through the sprint race and see how that goes. And that is our checkered flag for qualifying. So after qualifying, our results are right here. Again, Justin Wilson sitting first, Chase Berry second, Brandon Massey in third, Johnny Rapp in fourth, Landon Quisenberry in fifth, Michael Davis in sixth, seventh will be Cade Ferguson, eighth, Brandon Murray, and then again, Matt Crockett, Adam Brady, Robert Ernspiker, Chris Hahn, and Keith Bouchard with no time. A 7-second split between first and eighth. A almost 3-second split between first and fourth. So again, going to be pretty interesting to see how these guys do here as we get started for the sprint race. Justin Wilson taking the pole. Justin Wilson's a very dominant driver in the LSRL. Unfortunately, work issues and summertime, I guess you could say, requirements, things you have to do, have kept him busy here lately. So good to see him back and running with us. Got to get that number 1 off of his truck because I know he wants to run that number 62. So we'll work on that after the race. But nonetheless, in that plum purple Chevrolet that he's got. Again, this is an all-out 3-lap sprint race. There will be no cautions in the sprint race. So as the sprint race goes along, if you do see a driver go off and your favorite driver does go off, they'll probably just take it to the pits and wait for this race to end. Once that is done, I apologize. Once that is done, we will have the main event at 45 laps. Again, 45 laps with a mandatory caution at lap 15. So if a guy goes a lap down, I believe there will be a lucky dog in this situation, being that it is a caution thrown by our admins here at the LSRL. Admins tonight will more than likely be Cade Ferguson, Landon Quisenberry, and Brandon Massey. So they'll be in charge of all flags and cautions. No penalties cleared in the LSRL. If you get caught speeding down pit road, it is what it is. You got to serve it. All flags are controlled by iRacing. So this is all going over with the drivers during the drivers' meeting, but just to let the folks at home know a little bit of the inside information on how the race actually works, and these drivers kind of prepare their strategy for each race. Good looking set of trucks there. Tightening up the field, coming to the green flag for the 4-lap sprint race. Again, the 4-lap sprint race will set the field for the main event. And here we go. I'm going to get pretty tight here. coming to the green flag. Green flag will be on the leader. I already have Cade Ferguson. Looks like Cade Ferguson. Somebody else got into it back there as the green flag is out. Wilson jumps out to a pretty commanding lead going up into turn 1. Chase Berry having a little bit of issue blinking, so hopefully that will clear up here. Go ahead and throw a little track map up here for you. Show you where your driver is on the track. Again, that big sweeping turn, turn 6. Going to come all the way down to this hard right-hander. Very, very difficult with Chase Berry blinking out there. A little bit scary for Justin Wilson seeing that in his rearview mirror, along with Brandon Massey behind him. So I would have to assume if that lasts much longer during the race, he's probably going to have to drop back to a safer position. So far, Robert Ernspiker and Chris Hahn have gone off of the track. It looks like they will more than likely just get a couple of laps in here, just practice before the main event starts. Matt Crockett, Adam Brady, and Keith Bouchard did not take the green flag for this event, which means they will start in the back for the main event. At the end of lap 1, it's still Justin Wilson. Pretty comfortable lead. Chase Berry is chasing him down as much as he can. Pretty good distance between him and Brandon Massey in the 65 truck, and a very big gap between the 65 and the 75 of Landon Quisenberry. But there's a pretty good race going on back here with these guys. Johnny Rapp, Landon Quisenberry, Michael Davis, and Brandon Murray. These guys are keeping it pretty tight back in this field. The green dot on your driver there, number 52 on the track map, is the driver that our camera is focused on. So if you're wondering what that is, that will explain that for the rest of the race. So go to Landon Quisenberry in the 75 truck. Watch all these guys kind of come through that chicane or through the hard right-hander. Back up front with the leaders, and it is still Justin Wilson out by 1 second. Brandon Massey is 3 seconds behind. And across the stripe, 2 to go. Justin Wilson is now still at a 1 second lead. Right around 4 seconds back to Brandon Massey. So as long as Justin Wilson can kind of hold the car on the track here, which looks like he's having no problem doing that, he will be in good shape, no doubt. Brandon Murray now off the track as the third car, who has had an issue with the track itself, and he just may have gone off the track. May not be an actual wreck or crash. Oh yeah, it gets a little loose trying to get on the binders again. That's that negative camber turn downhill left-hander. Very, very difficult corner to get. Pretty good save by him. Staying in the gas to sling it back around, and he'll be okay putting that car back on the track. So no big deal. A lot of guys having some off-track issues here. You're going to see this kind of throughout the night, as this truck is going to be difficult to keep on the track. But coming to the white flag, Chase Berry is now 3 seconds behind our leader, Justin Wilson. So Justin had a 1 second lead Last lap, that has gone to a 3-second lead. He had a 4-second gap on Brandon Massey. That has gone to an 11-second gap within just one lap. So as the white flag comes around, Justin Wilson looks like he is going to cruise to first place in this sprint race. Landon Quisenberry now is the 5th driver, part of a crash, and has come back on the track. Looks like Brandon Massey went off track as well, so that would explain why he dropped back as much as he did. Nice and easy turns here for the 162 truck of Justin Wilson. Again, very good control of the track. Justin has a very good understanding of where to be, how close to get to each curb. A little bit loose right there, but he's kind of one of those guys that can kind of play with the throttle a little bit and have a little bit of fun when he knows he's in good control of his car, his truck. So not shocking to see him out by 4 seconds now as we're coming through the last chicane here, down into the last turn 11, as he'll come through 11 and 12 for the checkered flag. So checkered flag is out, and that'll conclude our sprint race with Justin Wilson as our winner. Again, 13 drivers checked in for tonight here at Sonoma. Looks like Chase wanted to go ahead and have a little bit of fun with his car there at the end. What we'll do is step away for just a second, pay a couple of bills, and we'll be right back to show you your lineup for the race and get you started for this 45-lap main event here at Sonoma, California on the Light Speed Racing Network. All right, folks, we're back here at Sonoma, California for the LSRL Truck Series main event. We're going to have Justin Wilson from our sprint race, number 1 in qualifying, as well as the sprint race. Justin Wilson will be on the pole inside. Chase Berry in spot number 2 in that 3 truck. Brandon Massey in the 65 is 3rd. Johnny Rapp in the 52 truck in 4th. Michael Davis in the 57 truck. He will be in 5th alongside Brandon Murray in the number 6 truck. Landon Quisenberry in the 75. Cade Ferguson in the 28, and then Landon Quisenberry in the 75, both 7th and 8th respectively. Robert Ernst Spiker Jr. in the 44. Chris Hahn in the 85. Matt Crockett and Adam Brady will be in row 12. Adam in the 77 truck. And then we have Keith Brouchard, who will be in the rear for this event to start. So, like I said, we're going to be riding along. Looks like Chase Berry was given an EOL. Just wanted to check on that. That does make sense with the issues that he had blinking. So he will start from the rear of the field. The field will tighten up. Drivers in iRacing, the iRacing does not understand that drivers are passing other drivers. So black flags will be given, but black flags will be cleared by the admins. so that we can get this race underway, and as soon as his connection clears up, we should be good to go. Again, 45 laps here at Sonoma. Michael Davis, our points leader in that number 57 truck, Landon Quisenberry in the 75. So those will be two we keep an eye on tonight. Try and get our track map up here for you as well. There we go for the track map as we round turn 11 through turn 12. And we will bunch up the field and be off and running here shortly. Green flag is out, and we are racing at Sonoma. 2x2 through turn 11 as we head up in to turn 1. Hard turn 2. Justin Wilson's going to come out front of the number 52 truck of Johnny Rapp. Right behind him, Brandon Massey and Brandon Murray following him through turns 3 as we take the hard right through turn 4. Here we go, a big sweeper through turn 5, and this is the spot where a lot of drivers had some issues as we go over that hill coming down into this turn 6 sweeper. So we'll kind of keep an eye out to see if any of these guys have any problems coming through that turn. Looks like everybody's going to make it through nice and smooth through the first turn. Another tough right-hander right here. Johnny Rapp doing a good job to stay on the tail of Justin Wilson, very close. Pretty good battle back here with Michael Davis and Landon Quisenberry, again, number 1 and 2, as they sit on the track, just as they sit in the points. Landon's going to be trying to chase down those 5-6 points that he needs over that number 57 truck. So this is going to be a battle that we watch continuously for the rest of the evening. Landon again in the 75 truck and Michael in the 57. So teammate right behind him with Cade Ferguson in the 28 truck of Landon Quisenberry. Working on up front. I would guess you would call these guys have now become teammates in a way as well, with Brandon Massey there in the 65 truck and Brandon Murray in the number 6 truck. Brandon Murray having a little bit of an issue with connection, but not too bad. Justin Wilson still out to a pretty commanding lead here. He's got about a 2-second gap right now on Johnny Rapp. So no big issue there. See if we can work around here to a couple of more drivers battling for position. Right now, Brandon Murray hot on the tail of Brandon Massey. It looks like Landon Quisenberry's dropped back just a little bit from that 57 truck. And the 57 truck gets a little bit loose there. That is going to allow Landon to catch up to him. Almost spun that thing out. Again, this will be more about keeping your car on the track than anything else. Johnny Rapp is up 2 spots from where he started as he comes around turn 11. Brandon Massey also up 2 spots, as well as Landon Quisenberry. A lot of that having to do with Chase Berry dropping back at the beginning of the race, and the fastest lap was just turned by Justin Wilson with a 1:39.84. So 1:39.84, almost a qualifying lap here as we get into the main event. We have had one driver go off the track, like the number 44 of Ernspiker. See if we can go back and check that out. We'll have to back it up just a little bit more to see exactly what happened there. Oh, it looks like he took a solid ride. Just got a little bit loose, overcorrected. Goes right into the little gravel trap there. Oh, got a lot of curb. Gathers it back up. He's able to get it back on the track. So far, so good for him. He's able to keep it on the track and going pretty well. Sorry for the delay there, guys. Just trying to get a couple things straight here in the household as we're back on board with Justin Wilson with a 4.5 second lead over Johnny Rapp. Looks like a little battle there between Brandon Massey, Johnny Rapp, and Brandon Murray in that number 6 truck. These guys have kept it pretty tight the entire race. So on lap 4 of 45, we have about 10 laps before we get to our competition caution. So what we'll do is pause and take a commercial break. Quick into action here and come right back to beautiful Sonoma Speedway. And welcome back, folks, to Sonoma Speedway in Sonoma, California. Again, just a little bit north of San Francisco, California is where Sonoma is located. Not too much to go over here, with the exception of Johnny Rapp. I'm trying to find it. Right here, as Brandon Massey goes to pass Johnny Rapp for the second position. Looks like Johnny got passed fairly cleanly. Don't see any issues there. And then Johnny falls back a little bit further, and Brandon Murray passes Johnny Rapp the hard way around turn 11 as they're coming up into the left-hander of turn 1. So the number 6 truck up to third, and the 52 is back down into fourth. So the 52 that was running down and running with Justin Wilson earlier has now fallen back and now is under the, or in the crosshairs of Landon Quisenberry. It looks like Quisenberry also made the pass. I'm trying to find Landon Quisenberry. Yeah, so Landon Quisenberry are number 2 in points. Pretty aggressive there. Michael Davis, looks like he went in just a little bit too hard, got on the brakes a little bit too much. Couldn't get that truck woed up and turn, and Landon's able to make the pass to get around him. So pretty good move there by Landon Quisenberry. Those points vitally important to his championship run here in the LSRL Truck Series. Brandon Murray had a little bit of trouble coming off of that corner. Johnny Rapp still struggling, so don't know if the tires have fallen off that quickly for him, but it has allowed Landon Quisenberry to jump to his back bumper relatively quickly as they come down through the chicanes here, heading to turn 9 and 10. See how aggressive Landon is going to be coming in to this right-hander as well as the right-hander here. It looks like he is going to look inside of the 52 truck. Will he be able to outbrake him? He does. Gets it down into first. Nice pass by the 75 of Landon Quisenberry. Johnny Rapp unfortunately gets a little bit loose there, so now Landon Quisenberry is up and passing Brandon Murray 2 trucks in 1 lap. Actually 2 trucks within 2 turns, so Landon making a charge to the front with 5 positions gained in this race so far. Staying on Landon Quisenberry here as he's chasing down Brandon Massey in the 65 machine. We'll go a little bit of in-car camera or gyro cam here with Landon as we watch him chase down that 65. So we'll take a little bit of a hot lap here as he gets down into what seems to be first gear. Easy back on the gas. Up second as he comes around turn 12. And third. Should hit fourth, possibly, as he gets up into turn one. Looks like no. Really cranking on and sawing that wheel. So you're going to see very aggressive as we ride along here with Justin Wilson. Justin is coming around turn 6, that long sweeping right-hander. Very, very patient with the car. Gloves and driver suit reminds me of the Incredible Hulk with the green and purple colors. Really good control as he goes around this right-hander. Very smooth with the wheel. Has the saw back a little bit as he gets loose to catch the rear end. Very good with the throttle through the S's, picking up the curve where he needs it. Not too much shaking the wheel. Always good to see. But you can see or you can hear that engine. He is working the throttle just as much as he is working. Nice tight turn there, just as much as he's working the steering wheel. Up to turn one. Again, these trucks are really, really heavy, really top heavy, hard to turn. From someone that does a lot more F1 racing than Xfinity racing or truck racing, almost painful to watch how slow they have to wait and be patient with these cars or trucks to get around this track. That's pretty much get a little bit loose there coming out of 6, but that's full lap with Justin Wilson, our leader. Again, 10 laps down. We're going to have 5 laps before we go to competition caution. Competition caution. Now, folks, that's going to bring everybody back together. A couple of guys have had some issues. Looks like Brandon Murray went off track. We'll go ahead and check that out, see what happened. Actually says he was involved in an accident. Just got loose here. Probably going to loop it. Would be my... Yep, looks like he's getting right on that gas a little bit too much. So not bad. Going to be able to save that truck. No harm, no foul. Robert Ernspiker Jr. involved in a wreck. Probably the same issue. Again, getting light on that back end. Probably going to give it a little too much gas here and swing it on around. Very, very easy to do with these trucks and these turns. Yeah, same issue. He is definitely going to have to use a fast repair after that one. So, again, not a ton, and I believe that is his second accident. The first one right here on, I believe, lap 6. I believe he's going to loop it here as well. So, kind of... Yeah, there we go. A little bit loose. Again, no harm, no foul. Not around any other trucks, so should be okay. So we'll go back live with our leaders. We're on lap 11 of 45 here at Sonoma. Justin Wilson again in the 62 truck, I believe, which is sponsored. It looks like it's sponsored by Wrangler. He's going to be coming up on the 44 of Ernspiker relatively quickly. I believe Chase Berry had to go ahead and put his truck into the pits due to connection issues. Brandon Massey, pretty commanding lead right now on Landon Quisenberry. Johnny Rapp hot on the tail of Landon Quisenberry. So this is where the race is at right now. Again, you can see right there in the rearview mirror of Johnny Rapp is Michael Davis, our points leader in the 57 truck. Easy on the throttle in that Summit Racing 52 truck as he gets up and through turn 3. A little bit off track as he gets into turn 5. Again, tough to do. Really tough to do as a driver, to be that close to somebody going around a turn that difficult and not want to give it just a little bit more gas to get closer to him. But you know, you really can't when you're in these situations. You have to be so patient, as we saw earlier with Justin Wilson, on how quickly you can and cannot get off the throttle here. He is going to make an aggressive move going inside to the right of Landon Quisenberry as they go around the 90-degree turn. Landon Quisenberry gets pushed wide. Johnny Rapp keeps it tight on the curb, and he is going to make the pass on Quisenberry, dropping Quisenberry back to 4th. Johnny Rapp now back up into 3rd place. So at one time, our 2nd place driver dropped all the way down to 5th or 6th, is now back up to 3rd. So great running here by Johnny Rapp. Brandon Massey holding steady in 2nd, and Justin Wilson with a commanding lead of approximately 22 seconds on Brandon Massey. Johnny Rapp is 8 seconds back from Massey. Quisenberry is within a second of Johnny Rapp. Cade Ferguson and Michael Davis pretty far back here when it comes to those two, so they're not going to be in contention. You see the 44 truck of Ern Spiker just get out of the way there. Great racing etiquette on his part. For Justin Wilson, our leader of this race, Justin driving almost flawlessly so far, the first 13 laps with 2 to go before we go to our competition caution. I do see that Brandon Massey crashed. Looks like he might have gotten off track up here. Hopefully didn't do too much damage to his vehicle. I would assume he got on the binders a little too hard, or the gas too quickly here. Yep, just lets the tail end come around on him a little bit there. Gets it gathered back up. Lost a good bit of time. Johnny Rapp is going to pass him. That's going to be the downer of that. Johnny Rapp's going to pass him. That's going to put Landon Quisenberry on the hunt to pass him as well. So from 2nd to 4th pretty quickly there for Brandon Massey. He is going to try and race back up, obviously, as quick as he can. But right now, he is got a tough road to hoe. So there's the number 65 truck of Brandon Massey. Not sure if we have all the paint schemes loaded for these guys, so do a quick refresh here. There we go. I didn't think we did. That's the 65 Buckshot Tools and the Wilder Graphics 75 truck of Landon Quisenberry. Apologize for the issue with trading paints, but every now and then it doesn't like to work with us the way we want it to. With that being said, we'll run back through the field, and there's our leader of a completely different looking truck now, the number 58 of Justin Wilson. There's his Twitch handle and channel if you want to check him out. Number 52 in the Mission Barbecue truck of Johnny Rapp. Landon Quisenberry right behind him in the Wilder Graphics Wild Machine 75 Toyota. Brandon Massey in the Buckshot Tools. Brandon Massey is, going to lock it up. Does not get into Quisenberry. Both of those guys going to lose position here to the number 57 car or truck of Michael Davis, the Hendrick Motorsports truck. That's going to allow Cade Ferguson in the 28 to gain a little bit of time, but not a bunch. Brandon Massey's still going to be out in front. In the Buckshot Tools Chevrolet. There we go. Much better paint job for Brandon Murray now, showing up with the number 6 Miracle Grow truck. Number 6 was a pretty big influence in my racing career back when Mark Martin drove that number for Jack Roush. So a lot of his cars really throw back to some paint schemes that I had on my actual cars back when I raced, and love seeing the number 6 car run around the track. 6 truck does not matter. Always takes me back to Mark Martin, one of the best to ever do it. Unfortunately, one of the drivers that never won a championship, but probably the best driver to not win a championship, in my opinion. Robert Ernspiker in a little bit of a chromatic yellow 44 mellow yellow truck. Pretty looking paint job. Has got some scratches on the right side. Again, he's probably going to use that quick repair when he gets into the pits. But J-Dub coming to our competition caution, which should be thrown right here. There it is. That is going to bring this entire field together. Cade Ferguson off at the track, and he's not going to worry too much about that. Nobody around him at this second, so he's going to have time to catch up. Whole field is probably going to pit at this time. Pace car is out. What we will do is take you to commercial. We will leave you with the action in the right-hand corner in the picture-to-picture, so stay tuned, stay with us for the next 30 laps or so here of this race. Again, these cars will be able to make it about 20 to 22 laps on a tank of fuel and tires, so going to be interesting to see what the strategy is here. First 15 laps in the books. We've got to do that 2 more times and see how they shake out. But again, stick with us. We'll be back after this commercial break. And welcome back, race fans, to Sonoma Motor Speedway in Sonoma, California. Again, just a little bit north of San Francisco, California. So, a couple of things transpired there under our competition caution. Biggest thing to note, Justin Wilson taking an abnormally long time on pit road. My assumption is it did not take his pit crew that much longer to put tires and fuel in his truck. I believe that this is his way of having a little bit of fun tonight because he had such a substantial lead on the rest of the field. Going to be one more lap of pacing as everybody catches up, so he'll have no problem catching up. As you see Brandon Murray in the 6 truck going back down pit road, more than likely to top off with fuel. I believe these trucks will have 2 tire sets in the pits, so they should have 1 tire set left for the race, even though this track does get pretty aggressive on tires depending on the heat. Right now the temperature at the track is only 90 degrees, so not too terribly bad. It's 74 degrees outside, so not horrible if you're looking at tire degradation on the truck, so on and so forth. But that's going to put Johnny Rapp up in first, Michael Davis in second, Landon Quisenberry in third, Brandon Massey in fourth, I believe. We'll kind of see how it all shakes out as we get to the green flag. Again, we'd like to take this little bit of time that we have here, take a second and recognize some of our sponsors that you'll see rolling across at the top of the screen. Wilder Graphics, Sim Speed Shop, Grid Finder, Butt Kicker, Hearn Esports, and Wolf Speed Media. Wolf Speed Media doing great work for LSRL all throughout the year, so really want to thank him for everything that he's done, putting some phenomenal pictures up for us each and every week. So should be coming to the green here. I would assume the pace car is going to peel off. Lights are off on the pace car. He does peel off down pit road, so Johnny Rapp is going to lead them to the green flag. Now he can go whenever he wants to within that restart zone. And we are underway, and he gets a phenomenal jump there on the 54 of Michael Davis as they're up through turns 1, now through turns 2. Brandon Massey, Landon Quisenberry, and it looks like Justin Wilson. It's kind of hard to tell those two apart for a second. Justin probably going to take his time to figure out what everybody else is doing, what their driving styles are, braking points, gas points, so on and so forth for each corner here, the first lap or so. Then I would assume he's going to start making his way back up to the front relatively quickly, as he did have such a commanding lead as we did go into the competition caution. Johnny Rapp goes a little bit wide there, allowing Michael Davis to catch up with him. Brandon Massey, Justin Wilson has already passed Landon Quisenberry and put a pretty big gap between them. Go back and watch Justin Wilson's pass, or yeah, we'll see his pass on Landon. Oh, Landon just gets on it a little too Too hard there, and that was a pretty easy pass for him. Cade Ferguson has had an accident as well. Looks like he is, yeah, it probably locked him up, just spun it around there, gather that truck back up and get it back on the track. But again, Johnny Rapp out front, Michael Davis behind him. The race is right there with Brandon Massey, Justin Wilson hot on his tail, and the 57 of Michael Davis. '58 really pressuring the 65 truck here. Would assume he's going to try and dive on into the inside. He is peaking. The 57 goes off the track. Brandon Massey gets around him, but in the meantime, 3 wide going into turn 11. Wilson gets on the binders. Fantastic job on the brakes there by Justin Wilson. So now it is Justin Wilson back into second, Brandon Massey third, Michael Davis, our points leader, in fourth, with Landon Quisenberry right behind him, Cade Ferguson in sixth, Brandon Murray in seventh, Robert Ernspiker in eighth place. Chase Berry, again with some connection issues, Chris Hahn the same, Matt Crockett, Adam Brady, and Keith Bouchard did not take the green flag tonight, so may have some issues with their trucks and or connections tonight. But we will go back up to this 58 truck of Justin Wilson, as we would expect him to make a run to the front. We'll keep an eye on any other tight battles. Right now, Landon Quisenberry is right there on the bumper of the 57 truck. He's going to definitely make or try and attempt to make a pass on him, as he needs those points desperately for his points championship with 3 races left after tonight. Apologies for the long pause there, folks. I was sitting here talking to myself for the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 laps and did not know that my microphone was muted, so I do apologize. So, to recap, Justin Wilson's taken over the front spot of the 52 truck. We're going to try and watch the gap, as that will more than likely grow quickly between the 52 and the 62, or the 58 truck as you're seeing on the screen. The 57 of Michael Davis running third, and the 75 of Landon Quisenberry. Landon Quisenberry is heading off track. Brandon Massey is also heading off track. It just hurt both of their chances at a win. They may still have a chance here at P3. They're going to need to drive a very clean race and either pass the 57 truck or hope that the 57 truck makes a mistake. The one not making a mistake tonight so far has been the 52 or the 58 truck, I apologize, of Justin Wilson. Justin Wilson with great command over his truck, especially on the brakes and the steering wheel. Does look like Landon Quisenberry is catching up to Michael Davis, but still a good ways behind. Brandon Massey, I believe his truck looks clean. I do not see anything that says otherwise. The right side of this truck looks like it's in really good shape. You can see some good paint work here by Brandon Massey. That truck does look pretty clean to me, so I think he is going to be okay. This is the look from the back of his truck. And this will be a look from inside. You can kind of see what he's seeing from his point of view. You can see the different topography in this track, the hills up and down, as he is catching the 75 of Landon Quisenberry a little bit faster than he was earlier as they get around turn 7 and 8 here. Right on through the chicanes, keeping good control of the truck, the throttle, and the steering wheel. The 28 truck of Cade Ferguson has entered the pits, and he is off of the track, so he may have parked it for the night. The 58, I apologize, of Justin Wilson, pretty big lead on the 52. Again, Brandon Massey right on the bumper of the 75 truck here of Landon Quisenberry. Landon Quisenberry going to have to make some noise to get back up to the 57 of Michael Davis, hopefully to gain some points. He cannot afford to lose any more points, as he is sitting second currently to Michael Davis in the point standing. So it looks like Landon pushing that truck just a little bit harder than he should at this point of the race, getting a little loose up through 2 and 3. We'll see how he does right here on 4. This turn has been a little bit of an issue for him, as well as 5 right here. It's a big, long, sweeping right-hander. You see he gets a little bit loose. Truck steps out on him. He's able to save it. That is going to allow Brandon Massey to get a little bit closer. And that truck gets a little bit bigger in his windshield, which is what he wants to see. Cade Ferguson, by the way, has left the pit, so he did get his truck repaired, did not park it. So good job for him sticking with it, hanging in there. Landon now catching up to the 57 truck. The 58 truck has pretty much checked out as anticipated. Justin Wilson in the purple machine. You see no pressure behind him. That Johnny Rapp second place truck in the 52 just now coming around turn 11 as he sweeps around turns 12, and then you'll see behind him Michael Davis getting through the hairpin with Landon Quisenberry and Brandon Massey right along with them. Brandon Massey hugging that apron going through turn 11, much like the 58 of Justin Wilson. This is still the battle to watch between the 65 and the 75. Both teammates, both painters for Wilder Graphics. If you do need a paint for your paint or your car, truck, doesn't matter if it's dirt, asphalt, Legends, IndyCar, we can paint them all. These two are two of the most talented painters on iRacing. iRacing, we have an issue here with Ernspiker, and Ernspiker may have gotten in the way of Justin Wilson. Looks like he's gonna let everybody by. So good job by him again with course etiquette. But if you do need a paint, look no further than Wilder Graphics. Let us design something for you that is tailored to you and has your signature on it. If you need somebody to give you a custom paint for your car, Wilder Graphics is going to be the one to call. You can look Wilder Graphics up on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Give those guys a shout. They turn out some pretty good work. So at the meantime, as we're talking, Landon Quisenberry has been able to hold off the run of Brandon Massey with 17 to go, and he is starting to catch the 57 truck of Michael Davis. So this is about the time where it seems like Landon's getting a little bit more used to the stability of his truck, and you see he is now catching the 57, who he desperately needs to pass. A little bit loose there on the exit, so still trying to be easy on that throttle. Again, very, very difficult to do. A lot easier said than done. As they're coming around turn 4, going into the long sweeping turn 5. Justin Wilson again out front. Nobody around him. He could drink a cup of coffee and read the newspaper around the straightaway and down through the chicane with no problem at all. As we see in the background, Ernspiker having a lot of issues with his truck. Not sure exactly what's going on with that vehicle tonight, but nonetheless, he gets it whipped back around and on the track, ready to go. So Brandon Massey is now caught up a little bit to Landon Quisenberry. Landon Quisenberry still holding that 4th position with everything that he has. But Landon also desperately trying to catch the 57 of Michael Davis for points. The points, very, very important right now at this point of the season. This time of the season, these guys are trying to gain as much as they can, as quick as they can, because they only have 3 races left. So Landon Quisenberry gets off the track there as Brandon Massey kind of muscles his way through turn 2. Again, this is the battle for 5th. You can see the battle here for first place. Johnny Rapp 16 seconds behind, or I'm sorry, ahead of Brandon Massey. 3 seconds ahead of Brandon Massey is Michael Davis as he looks to the inside, the right side of Landon Quisenberry. Oh no, Landon Quisenberry is going to go around. He is going to back that truck slightly into the wall. No damage. Don't think he touched the wall, so he's just going to gather that thing back up. With 16 laps to go, going to be very difficult for Landon to catch back up with the 65 and the 57. Just a mistake that is easy. It's very easily made here. Again, this track will eat you up if you're not easy on the throttle. As heavy as these trucks are, just very, very difficult to keep them on the track the entire time. So you really see the talent of the top two. These two guys able to keep it on the track all night without having much issue at all. Just goes to show the amount of really, it's just poise and concentration. Dealing with cars half the size and twice the amount of power in the F1 series for the LSRL on Thursday nights. I can tell you getting around a standard track is insanely difficult. I've been coached up pretty well by a couple of our drivers in the F1 league. Dylan Gonis has helped out a lot, and it is amazing to see how much focus it does take to get around a track like this. Remember, all 12 turns, the braking points, the amount of pressure at each braking point, and to be able to hold that under control for 45 laps is quite a task. And typically the F1 races are usually in the 30 to 38 lap range. Very, very long races when really everything is all said and done. However, they're turning probably half the times that these guys are. But interestingly, Johnny Rapp, Brandon Massey, and Landon Quisenberry have all come down pit road. So there is our pit strategy. We now know that these guys are trying to cut that 15 in half. So they're not going to try and make it on gas or fuel or tires. Apologies. 52 truck gets away pretty clean. 65 truck does not overshoot his pits, so as long as they got on and off of pit road with no penalties, everybody should be okay there. Justin Wilson doing a great job in that 52 truck. Now Michael Davis comes on to pit lane. So the only one has not pit still is going to be our leader, Justin Wilson. Justin seems to have a pretty commanding lead as we look now at the field. He has almost a minute lead on Johnny Rapp, who is technically in second place, and over a minute lead on Brandon Massey. Landon Quisenberry still a little bit closer. Landon hopefully going to catch the 57 here. Looks like Brandon Massey may be able to get close to him, but not going to be able to pass him as they get up and around turn 2, down the short chute to the hairpin of turn 3. or I'm sorry, not the hairpin, but the right-hand turn at turn 4. So the new tires are on the 57 truck. The 50 or 65 is going to take the right-hand side. Much easier pass there for Brandon Massey, so he is going to move up into the 3rd position. Michael Davis will now fall down to the 4th position, and the 57 is now going to be under pressure by Landon Quisenberry again. The 57 truck leader in the points coming into the night. Landon Quisenberry only 6 points behind him. So that 75 is going to push as hard as he possibly can to catch back up to the 57 and try to put a move on him with only 12 laps to go. So 12 laps to go. There's new tires on every truck except for our leader, Justin Wilson. We will assume that he is going to come down at some point. If he can make it on gas, then he should be okay, as he has a very commanding lead on the 52 of Johnny Rapp. So Michael Davis and Brandon Massey right now are our 2 closest drivers on the track, so we'll stick with them for just a second. Justin Wilson is going to be coming up on Cade Ferguson here shortly. Okay, just going to do his part there. Very good move on his part. Landon struggling with this truck. Really going to hate it after tonight. Could have gotten some solid points there on the 57 truck, but doesn't look like that's in the cards for him tonight, as the 57 truck is still trying to chase down Brandon Massey in the 65. But 11 laps to go. We're going to stick right here with your leader as we take a commercial break. And we'll be right back to the action. Don't turn your dial. We will be back in just a couple of minutes. And we're back, and that does solve the case of what Justin Wilson was going to do, as he does come down and take tires. It comes out of the pits with still a 16-second gap on Johnny Rapp in second place. Right now, Michael Davis looks like Michael Davis is the closest person. Oh, Michael Davis having some connection issues. That does not bode well for him. Hopefully that clears up. But he is the closest to the car in front of him, which is the 65 truck of Brandon Massey in the Buckshot Tools Chevrolet. Brandon Massey in third. Johnny Rapp still in second. Johnny Rapp holding on to it. Justin Wilson just cruising out here, now up to an 18 and a half second lead on Johnny Rapp with 9 laps to go. So Landon Quisenberry is 10 seconds behind the car that he needs to pass, the 57 of Michael Davis. Pushing hard to get everything he can out of that car. He would have to catch up at over a second a lap with 9 laps to go. Doesn't look like that is going to happen. So we'll stay with Michael Davis and Brandon Massey. See if we can go to a little bit different view here. Look at the entire track. Now you can see a much bigger gap there between Massey and Davis. Again, that is the closest battle on the track as of right now. Great look at the line. Getting around there for Brandon Massey as he gets parallel. Just taps the wall right there with the drag strip. Getting up through that turn in Sonoma, very steep hill, right-hand turn through turn 2, down the short chute again through 3. And you'll see Cade Ferguson is off of the track there in turn 4. It looks like he's just going to hold on and take that truck back to the pits. Massey swinging down through turn 5. Going to come around the 6s, the long sweeping left-hander. Kind of get a better idea of what that turn looks like and how much more downhill it is from this point of view. But Justin Wilson just doing his thing out in first with absolutely no pressure. A 23-second lead on Johnny Rapp right now. So no pressure for the 58 of Wilson. It's a commanding lead with 7 laps to go. As long as he does not make a mistake, he will be the winner of this race, undoubtedly. It's just no doubt about it. Justin is just being smooth on this thing all the way around. Again, 7 laps to go in this race here. Sponsored by Wilder Graphics, Sim Speed Shop, Grid Finder. Here on the Lightspeed Racing Network. Lightspeed Racing Network hosting all live events for the Lightspeed Racing League. Great look at the drag strip right there and the lineup for, or the pit lineup for the drag cars as they hit the drag strip here at Sonoma. Fans all over the track, filling up the stands there in turn 2. Amazing detail that goes in here to iRacing and what they're able to put in detail-wise with these tracks, all the way down to the grass and signage. Really is impressive. A little bit loose there, Wilson, but not too bad. Michael Davis back here again. He's going to have a tough time. 6 laps to go, trying to catch Brandon Massey. I believe Landon Quisenberry is just going to do his best to keep that truck on the track, as he's had another incident. Now he has taken it into pit road, so this may have been a little bit worse than we had originally expected. Same place that the 65 truck of Brandon Massey burnt his truck up earlier. So he's going to flip that thing back around, and he has entered pit lane probably to get new tires on his truck, would be my assumption. So 5 laps to go, or 6 laps to go, my apologies, as we are getting close to 5 laps to go. Here is Justin Wilson. He's going to come to the stripe. Good little look at a nose camera here on the 52 of Justin, or the 58 of Justin Wilson, as he gets up right up against that curb in turn 2, and he's just cruising through the throttle here, nice and easy through 3 in 3A. Downhill short chute to 4, right-hander, no banking. Opens up into turn 5. Now this is the newer section of the track. Used to go all the way down to what is now turn 7. This is turn 6. Again, no banking, downhill, which makes it very, very light on the back end of these trucks. Long straightaway here into a sharp right-hander in turn 7 right there. And here's where 8 would be the natural turn for the old track. And then you have a little bit of chicane here through turns 9 and 9A. Turn 10 here is a little bit tricky. You want to be full throttle as much as you can, but a little bit difficult to hold these trucks as heavy as they are to get around that corner all the way down into the hairpin at turn 11, as we come right on up to the rumble strips there, as we are taking the 4 to go sign from the flagman at the stripe for Justin Wilson, again with a commanding lead. 57 truck Michael Davis has passed Landon Quisenberry. Is a little bit confused there because it said Landon had passed Michael Davis, but then Michael Davis passed him back, so not exactly sure what happened there, but nonetheless, pretty spread out on the track right now with 5 cars left in the race. Been a very tough outing for a lot of cars. You see a lot of cars that are out there pretty early, using their fast repair up and or crashing out of the race after the fast repair. But tough track for these guys to get around. They're used to turning left so much to get on a track where the truck is really not built to handle corners well. Very difficult for these drivers to do that and to do it for 40-something laps. But this guy has done it better than everybody tonight. So again, Justin Wilson just cruising along to a win here with 4 laps to go. I believe this is going to be maybe his first race. I'm going to check into that real quick. This is his first race in the Truck Series all year. So first race in the Truck Series all year, not surprising as he is a dominant driver in the Xfinity Series and has been in the Xfinity Cup Series in the past. Again, work and just personal responsibilities have kept him away from racing here lately, but good to see him back out on the track and back to his form as usual. Typically, the only people that could keep up with him would be Dylan Reed, Cameron Hearn. Those guys were pretty bad fast in the Xfinity Series, but good to see Justin out here doing his thing for the first time this season. He'll get some points to kind of catch him up with the back of the pack, but he will still be woefully far back in points. He's not racing for points, just for fun. But 3 laps to go as he's coming out of turn 8, going into turn 9. I see Landon Quisenberry is off the track again, so really struggling with that truck tonight. Again, some missed opportunities there for the 75 to really catch up with the 57. A 57 truck of Michael Davis just driving a conservative and good race tonight. Says a lot about how he's driven his truck. He's going to come home in the 4th place more than likely, as long as the 65 truck doesn't make any mistakes. The same thing with the 58, but 2 laps to go. You have to think it's going to be very difficult for anybody to even imagine Justin Wilson making a mistake here with 2 laps to go. We will jump in his cockpit there right around turn 11. So you can see him coming to the white flag, what that looks like with the white flag coming from the flagman. It's always a really good feeling when you're in the position and you're dominant as he has been tonight. But again, Michael Davis definitely going to stretch out that lead a little bit on Landon Quisenberry for the points. 3 laps to go with the races left for this series, being Richmond, one of my favorite tracks, 155 laps next week. Kentucky, going to race the oval there for 95 laps on the 17th of June, and then 24th will be the last race. It's an all-star throwback race, 130 laps at North Wilkesboro. Man, that will be an exciting event. It looks like that I'm not sure if that is a points race or not. Actually, I'm showing that it is not a points race, so technically this is one of 3 races left. There will be 2 races left in the season, this being the Smith Ford 120, next week the J&K Tactical 120 at Richmond, and then the Rocktown 150 at Kentucky the weekend after that to round out 11 races for this season. Final lap here. I said we were going to jump in the cockpit with Justin Wilson, and I apologize that we did not, but see if we can go ahead and jump in there now. This would have been coming to get that white flag. There you go. You can see it. So coming to get that white flag. Good to go. Landon Quisenberry off the track again. Not going to lose any more spots, but coming around 8, 9, going into 10, Justin Wilson's going to take this thing home easily. Great run for Justin Wilson tonight in the 58 truck. First time back in quite a while and in dominant form. The Purple People Eater truck of Justin Wilson rounds turn 11 and 12 for the checkered flag. Just going to have a little bit of fun with it here. And Justin Wilson going to bring home the win in his first race of the season in the Light Speed Racing League LSRL Truck Series. So congratulations to Justin Wilson. No doubt drove a fantastic race. We'll try to get some of these guys up here in the booth for an interview to kind of see what their strategies were for the night. We will pause for a quick commercial break as they bring it right back around, and then we will bring whoever we can into And we're back here at the Lightspeed Racing Network with Justin Wilson and his dominant performance. Before we bring him in, we're going to bring in or show you our final results. Right here. So Justin Wilson again. Let me get to the feature race and make sure we're in the right spot. Justin Wilson with the win. Johnny Rapp in second. Brandon Massey in third. Michael Davis, our points leader, in fourth. Landon Quisenberry fifth. Cade Ferguson sixth. Robert Ernspiker seventh. Brandon Murray eighth. Chase Berry ninth. Chris Hahn in 10th. Matt Crockett in 11th. Adam Brady and Keith Bouchard round out top 13. So that being said, a very interesting night tonight between these guys. Most of these guys driving a fantastic race. Again, pretty hard to keep these trucks on the track as we see Johnny Rapp and Justin Wilson lining up on the drag strip to do a little burnout, and we'll see who wins this one. But right now we're going to bring in our third place driver, and Brandon Massey. Brandon, you got a copy?
Hey, what's going on, boss man?
Not much, buddy. You did a good job tonight. Tough track, especially in these trucks for everybody. But looks like you were able to hold it on the track fairly well all throughout the night. Bring home a solid third place win.
Yeah, we I don't know. I kind of felt like maybe might have been a second place truck. I didn't have anything for Justin, and then I ran off the track a couple of times and just gave Johnny all the track position, and then really had to work hard to run down Landon and then Davis in a 57 and get around him. And I short pitted one lap before him and came out just right on his bumper and was able to get around. And then at that point it was just keep it clean and try to bring home a podium finish and get up here and get to talk to you, man.
Yeah, man, it was a good run, and it's again difficult for anybody to take these trucks that are a little bit heavy, top heavy, and small tires around a track like this. But good job tonight in the Buckshot Tools 65 Chevrolet. Anybody you want to give a shout out to tonight for sponsorship, help, and so on and so forth?
Yeah, absolutely, man. First and foremost, I want to thank the good Lord above. Without him, we couldn't do what we do. I want to give a shout out to my wife for allowing me time to come back here and do this. Thank you to all. I love you. Shout out to my kiddos. Love you all. Little Lexi's probably watching. I hope she is. I'll get to hang out with her and Braxton tomorrow. That'll be a lot of fun in Kinsley. Shout out to Mom and Dad for everything that they do for me. Got Dad's business, Buckshot Tools in the car. Shout out to Wilder Graphics. Shout out to you, man, and Ryan Reeves and Joe Murata for talking me into going road course racing, man. I've been doing a lot of road course racing. I've put a lot of time into that. I'm still not where I want to be, but I feel like I keep progressing and I keep getting faster and faster. So I want to say thank you to you guys. Shout out to LSRL, all the admins that we have here, all of our sponsors that we have that helps put this thing on. Without them, we couldn't do what we do, man.
Yeah, well, we appreciate you being here, man. It's been a pleasure watching you grow, and yeah, once you get road course racing in your blood, it's kind of hard to get out. But great win tonight. We'll see you back here next Tuesday night in the Xfinity Series.
I'm definitely looking for Charlotte and ready to get past this.
All right, buddy. Take care. Have a good one.
You too, bub. Thank you.
Yep. That's our third place finisher, Brandon Massey. Will bring Johnny Rapp into the booth now. Johnny, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Holtz. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Good run tonight. Solid run. Didn't look like anybody was going to have anything for that 58 truck, but it looked like keeping it on the track was the name of the game, and it seems like you were able to do that pretty much all night. So, any kind of strategy you had running into the race, the beginning of the race, anything that went wrong during the race that we might not have seen?
Yeah, not really. I mean, I didn't have much practice. I just kind of was feeling it out, and I hated the beginning of the race. And then, like, I pitted and felt a lot better. I don't know. Like, it didn't feel like I did anything different. I was just, like, a lot faster. And then, of course, that purple streak went by, and I had to blink. What was that? But, other than that, yeah, you're right. Just keeping it on the track and being a little conservative, I guess. But.
Yeah, that seems to be the name of the game. Most drivers were having issues. We're just running off of the track, getting in the grass, and going through turn 4 and 5 and 6, where sweeping downhill turns are pretty hard on the truck to get loose. But good job for you in the 52 truck tonight. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
I'd give a shout out to obviously Justin, Chase, Chris, Keith, Randy, all them guys. Yeah, Chase had some internet issues, so that kind of sucked for him. He probably would have been second.
Yeah, he was strong.
Not for that, but yeah. Other than that, I think my dad's watching. So, hey, Dad,
Yeah, man. Well, we appreciate it. As always, you've been with the Lightspeed Racing League for quite some time now, so appreciate your support and continuing to come out and run with us. And great second place finish for you tonight, bud.
Absolutely, man. You got to check out the drag race.
Oh, we were watching it on the blimp mode while I was interviewing Massey there, so we saw it and saw you win and take it into the wall there at the end. So always fun after a race like this.
We had a gentleman's agreement that whoever won the drag race was the real winner of the race.
There you go.
Thank you.
All right, buddy. We'll see you hopefully Tuesday night at Charlotte in the Xfinity race, okay?
Absolutely.
All right, buddy. Take care. All right, so we're going to bring in Justin Wilson, our winner. First time in the Truck Series this year with the Lightspeed Racing League. Justin, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Man, it was good to see you back out here tonight. It's been a while. I know you've had work and a lot of other things going on. I mentioned, but pretty fast and right back into form as usual with commanding lead all throughout qualifying practice, uh, the sprint race, and the feature. It looks like you were playing. My guess was a little cat and mouse there with the pit stop at the 15 lap comp caution, just to give yourself some a little bit of a task to pass some trucks. But after you got by, it didn't look like it was too much of an issue. So, uh, how did everything feel tonight being back, and kind of walk us through what you were thinking coming into the race and how it ended up playing out for you?
No, it was great. Back, like I said, I really missed running with you guys, and Johnny actually reminded me that y'all had a race today. He mentioned Sonoma, and I said, where at? I said, oh man, I completely forgot. So that's why I was able to join today. Had some free time, so it was actually fun coming back. Like I said, I missed you guys. Uh, that comp caution that you spoke of went to the back because everybody asked me to. So so I went back, and they offered me a Dr Pepper and a steak. So that's why I went back there. You can't turn down a good Dr Pepper.
No, I mean at least you're going to get a good meal out of it. So, but a great win, man, in dominant fashion, and just from from my seat, not having a hand on the wheel there, and just looking at what you were doing all night, it looked like you had really good control over your brakes. You good throttle control, and not sawing on the wheel too much. A lot of drivers are having some issues sawing on the wheel through those long sweeping right hand and left hand turns through numbers 5 and 6. But you look like you had really good stable control of the truck all night, with consistent lap times. So great run for you. We did have some trading paints issues earlier, and we're showing you in the 150 or 62
Yeah,
truck.
162. Yeah.
But now we've got you in the 58, and I told everybody I've got to find out what that other 58 car is in the league, because I don't remember it being out there too frequent. So we're gonna have to get you back into that 58 car to get you back out on Thursday or Tuesday night in the Xfinity League.
Hey, I like my number 58.
I know you
But
do.
like I was saying though, the race wise, when you're talking about consistency, I found out in practice that really just running in third gear all the way around and minimizing tire spin was key to being fast here. If you didn't have tire spin, you were fast. It might seem like you were going slow, but it really helped when you weren't burning up your rear tires. So, uh,
Yeah,
like I
well,
said,
you were the last person to even think about pitting, so that was a pretty big success for you. You're able to go much longer on tires than everybody else was. It looked like they were cutting it in half at 15 laps. You were able to go another 5 laps or so more, but running in third gear is something that we're not aware of, with the exception of turn 11 and the hairpin there. But yeah, I
oh
would
yeah,
definitely see how that would make
yeah,
a big difference in these
it's
trucks.
pretty much third gear every corner except like you said, the last one, and the other one over there, that sharp.
Yeah,
I don't even know the number to it.
yeah, yeah. I was having to look all night, so I think it was turn 11. But again, man, great job. Got your Twitch channel out there for everybody to look at. The Purple People Eater machine is back out there, so good to see you. Hope to see you more often here. But you want to give anybody a shout out or thanks before we leave the broadcast here?
Oh yeah, I want to thank you guys for putting on such a great league, great show. Johnny, I came here because Johnny was congrats on his P2. We had Chase. He had some internet issues, which ended his night. Chris Holm was out there. Randy was watching. Keith Bouchard showed up, but he said he didn't want to race because he just he just couldn't figure it out. So he saved the trouble and just pit and just didn't start. But just want to thank everybody really for the race on.
Yeah, man, we appreciate it, and appreciate you coming out. Hopefully, we'll see you. I think the next race in Ford Lightspeed is going to be on Tuesday night in the Xfinity Series at Charlotte. Then it's dirt racing on Wednesday night, Formula One next Thursday before we come back into the truck series on Friday night. So as always, man, good to have you back. Glad you're doing well, and hope to see you back here soon.
Yeah, I'll definitely try and make what I can, boss.
All right, buddy. Well, take care.
How you doing?
All right. Well, that wraps it up for us, folks, here at Sonoma. Justin Wilson again, just a commanding lead pretty much the entire race. Got a Dr. Pepper and a steak to go to the back after the competition caution, and was still able to gap the field by quite some time. So not a bad night for Justin Wilson and his buddy Johnny Rapp coming out here. So good job for those two guys. Really, really fun to see the camaraderie and the friendship that's made over long distances here in the Lightspeed Racing League and iRacing in general. So from all of us here at the Lightspeed Racing League, we want to thank Hearn Esports, Wilder Graphics, SimSpeed Shop, Proto Sim Tech. Make sure we don't lose anybody. Grid Finder, Butt Kicker, Wolf Speed Media. I mean, just the list goes on and on. All of our admins. One of our admins that probably puts more time into admin than he does racing, and Joe Murata. I want to always give him a shout out because he does just about the Lions work here at Lightspeed Racing League to keep this thing going. So really appreciate you. If it wasn't for the fans, we couldn't do what we do. We love putting on the broadcast and showing these guys off to friends and family all around the country and all around the world. So signing off here tonight at Sonoma. This is Anthony Giuliano in the booth for Lightspeed Racing Network and the Lightspeed Racing League. We'll see you next week at the track.